Hello, I am Stefan from mywoodcutters.com and welcome to our today's video episode about Clean Armor wood finishing products. And in this episode I will explore with you what can Clean Armor really handle. We continue to receive a number of inquiries from customers asking about resistance mechanically, scratch resistance, and also chemically. And also the most common question is, if I put a cup of water or tea that is still hot on my table that's finished with Clean Armor, will it leave a ring in the finish, as I see with many other wood finishes? And so that is something that we want to explore amongst other things. And I have here these two walnut pieces that I finished in front of the camera a few days ago. That is shown on another video in our collection. And so now I'm going to try and see if we can get them destroyed. I will have to change up here a little bit on my table to set up what I have in mind, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm ready. And first off, I would like to introduce our today's heroes, or let's say enemies, to the typical wood finish. First off, we have fingernails. Then we have water. We have lacquer thinner. We have acetone. And we have a very strong paint stripper. Even says here, fast-acting liquid formula removes multiple layers of paint, varnish, urethane, and lacquer. Stupid me, when I tried to open it, there was a protective seal in there, and when I tried to pull that out, of course the stuff spilled out all over my hands. I didn't wear any gloves. Oh my god, that was burning. Anyways, and last but not least, isopropyl alcohol, 99.9% strength. Okay, let's start off with a little bit of mechanical, and I'm using simply my fingernails. I use the camera, come a little bit closer, and when I really go as hard as I can. My fingernails are actually bending. And over here, you can hear it rubbing over it, but there are no scratch marks. On that topic, maybe I want to show here the top of my workbench, which is a plain MDF sheet. So you can see I have a few scratches in here. And I would have expected nothing less than that. Actually, I would have expected way more. This is finished with Clean Armor 700. And I have built on this workbench all these cabinets here. And these cabinets took a total of like 8 sheets of MDF, so really heavy MDF for all the doors and the panels and stuff like that, with beech veneer on it. So all these 8 sheets I have cut and processed on this workbench. And also the cabinets actually I built out of 5/8 birch plywood. That took me 17 sheets. And even all these were handled here. This is basically the cut line for my plunge saw to cut all the lengths and so on. And I did not go easy on this workbench, just moving these pieces around here. So there is a few scratches here when a little rock or something got underneath and I was sliding the material over it. Of course, that will leave scratches. I mean, Clean Armor is very scratch resistant, but is certainly not as strong as steel. Okay, so let's start with this. For some safety reasons, I would like to quickly slip into my gloves. As I just mentioned, that paint stripper is extremely harsh. And we are going off first with some water. I pour that over there. Then I'll take the lacquer thinner. I pour a little bit, oops, didn't mean to mix that with the water, but no, it has a nice layer there. And we're also doing the acetone. Oops, let me quickly turn that around here, just to show proof here, acetone. Nice splash on there. And now we come to the paint stripper. I better use two hands here to balance this out. Put that on there. And finally some alcohol, which I pour there. I really hope I'm not a chemist or something like that. If some of these chemicals get together, I hope I'm not starting a fire here or something like that. And what I would like to do now is simply leave it on there, because it's not really a fair test if I pour it on and wipe it off and say, nothing happened. That is why I put the clock there in the background, because I'm going to fast forward this in the video, so you see that for maybe a minute or so. But I want to let this soak onto the wood, the paint stripper, the lacquer thinner and all these chemicals for at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. I will check in between, because I expect that some of these, like the lacquer thinner and the alcohol, may evaporate in the meantime. If that's the case, then I will refill. Yeah, so we have it 6:35 on the clock right now, and let's see what happens now. Okay, it has been almost 15 minutes now, and let's see what happened. I'll take some paper towel and wipe it off. This was the lacquer thinner and the water, and they both mix well. And as we can see, they barely act as cleaning agents. So I'll put that aside for now. I go to the other side, take a fresh piece of paper towel, and now comes the interesting part. Here we had alcohol on the bottom. There's still a little bit left. And over here we have the paint stripper. Ooh. That stuff is messy in itself. It was actually more than what this paper towel can absorb. But I'll need one more. It left a little bit of a film on the surface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of alcohol in it. And wipe that clean. It looked like it has left a little line exactly on the outside where that paddle was, but that is nothing but left over from the paint stripper. Yeah, all gone. As I said, these are just merely cleaning agents. Okay, I want to take my gloves off and show you once again. I'm scratching over. This is where the paint filler was. No, sorry, the alcohol. It does not scratch. And over here, still nothing. That is where the paint stripper was. And over here, so it hasn't, as you can see, it has not even softened the finish at all. So this is quite amazing material in that respect. So it can really handle the harshest chemicals and so on. I will prepare now for a couple more tests and I will be right back. Okay, so for this next little test, you see here a kettle of boiling water. It just turned off because it's boiling. I turned it once on again. And what I want to do now is fill this coffee cup with the boiling water. But before I do, I just dip it here into water just to make sure it is sitting in a wet foot bath on our Clean Armor finished piece of walnut. Okay, so I bring that quickly up to a boil again just to make sure you can see that it's boiling. Okay, and now I'm going to fill this cup and we'll see what happens here. And oops, that was maybe a little bit too much. Well, I have to admit that was a little bit on purpose because I wanted to get even the boiling water onto the Clean Armor finish. And just want to show you that it's really on there. Okay, and we let that sit for a few minutes, then wipe it off and see if it will have done any harm. Okay, a couple minutes have passed and let's see what happened here. I still see some bubbles actually coming up down there from the hot water, and I don't really know how to proceed here other than pouring up more and then take the cup out of the way. Okay, now I'm taking some paper towel. Ooh, this is hot. Of course it's hot. Didn't expect anything else, but yeah, just nothing but another nice cleaning method. The oven in the background makes also some noises. We're preparing there our next final test. I get to that in a minute. Yeah, still wet, but still hard. There is no rings, no nothing. So I would say we have passed this test as well with success. And yeah, wonderful. Be back when the oven is ready. Yeah, and here we go with our final test for today. I have here a sacrificial piece of the walnut that was basically the end piece of that board that I bought. There's a big crack in here and another one there, because what I'm going to do now is I have this oven here that has been set to 450 degrees for over an hour, and I have a glass bowl in there filled with sand, and I have a thermometer sticking in there, and so far it has reached 325 degrees. I think that should be convincing enough. I was hoping to get up over 350, but that should be okay. And so I take this out, it's a little bit tough, and I simply put it here onto our Clean Armor finished board, turn off the oven, and as you can see on the thermometer, we have now roughly 330 degrees. And I hope it's visible. I see there is a light there. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, I'm going to leave this now for about 3 minutes, and we'll see what this glass bowl that is so hot now will do on damage to that Clean Armor finish on that walnut piece. I'm going to fast forward this, of course, and I'll be then right back. Okay, 3 minutes have passed, so I will remove this ball and see what kind of damage that leaves behind. That excessive heat. We are still sitting here at 325 degrees roughly. Yeah, let me just lift this off and put it down onto the concrete floor so it can cool off. And now let's see what happened here. Exactly what I expected. There is a ring left, but that is, oh, it's hot. The swelling of the wood, only the wood. The finish did not take any damage at all. It's just the wood itself that cannot handle the heat. That's actually what I expected, and that is why I used a sacrificial board with all these cracks in here. And yeah, I'm very pleased to see that. Clean Armor is heat resistant up to 400 degrees. And now you have proof. And yeah, hope you have learned something, hope you enjoyed it. And that's it for today, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Have a good one.